Hi there, Christian Henson from Spitfire Audio here. We're a company basically made up of music makers, and a few of us composers within Spitfire have been talking about our hidden gems, our favourites. But I also wanted to talk about a very visible gem, the piece of work that we're probably most famous for around the world, and that's a thing called Albion. Basically, my business partner and I, who's also a film and TV and games composer, were talking about, building up systems full of samples and how you've got to get a bit of this and a bit of that, and then it's a massive investment. And I said to Paul, how much of your kind of terabytes of samples do you use at, say, 95% of the time? And he said probably about 1% of the samples that he owns. And I said, I'm the same. What if we were just to put that 1% into a single package? So everything you need to make modern, epic orchestral music in one box. And so Albion was born, and it's since been refurbished, and it's now called Albion 1. So if you look here, so you'll see when you open up Albion 1, there's a kind of set of categories. And basically, we have our orchestra. That's the kind of the jewel in the crown of this. I guess it's not a compilation. It's very much a bento box of cinematic delights. We've also got Brunel Loops. These are specifically designed. Now, what happens with loops is they tend to be massively big bandwidth stuff. And for drama music, we want very ultra simplistic loops. We also have the Epic Percussion, Darwin Percussion, Stevenson Steam Band, which are synths made from orchestras. So they mix in with orchestras. They're designed to be cinematic really well. And then we also have some stuff from the older Albion legacy. I'm just going to quickly take you through the orchestral stuff. We've got our strings. So it may look like there's just one patch there, but each patch contains numerous articulations or playing styles. So we've got our staccato or spiccato here, very short notes. So we've got stuff like shorts, pizzicatos, and really exciting stuff like collegnos, which is them playing their violins and cellos with the back of the bow. Really good for modern cinematic music. We've also got these long notes where you use a combination of expression, which I'm using this cheap little box here, just to move through what we call dynamic layers, to give you a real sense of timbral shift between quiet and loud. There's all sorts of extras, like you can select different mics that are near and far, that kind of stuff. We've also got just immense sounding brass. Quite farty there, but also really powerful. And let's use the expression on this long tone here. Great, fantastic kind of Hollywoody sound. And then my favourite of these Woodwinds, they're fantastically blended. So what's great about this library, it's great for all users, both advanced and basic, because it's not the individual sections. You don't really have to understand about orchestration. It's all kind of recorded together, blended beautifully. So a good example of this is my favourite Woodwind short. Great stuff. We've also got legato patches, so remaining on the Woodwinds, let's have a look at the legatos, which is basically there kind of for your melody lines and your counterpoint, that kind of stuff. Make sure you join the notes up. So a beautiful blend of oboes, flutes and clarinets there. I'll just quickly jump into the Darwin, give you a real idea of how epic this library can sound. So let's just go Darwin Percussion Ensemble. And these are particularly interesting combinations of things like Japanese taiko drums, African duf-dufs and Western military drums. Need I say more? But this isn't the only Albion. It was so successful, we thought, well, that's like the kind of epic contemporary movie scoring bento box, if you will. How about we design a whole series? Albion 2 is a smaller, what we'd call a chamber band, more suitable to indie films, all the way along to Albion 5, which is, I guess, my gem within the Albion family. And it's something that I dreamed up with Paul, which is to basically record orchestral material at the edge of silence, very much part of the Scandinavian zeitgeist. I'll just play you a couple of bits from here because it really is incredibly inspiring to use. And as you'll see, it's also got a selection of Brunel Loops, Darwin Percussion and stuff that's really designed for this kind of Scandi neoclassical zeitgeist that we're currently in. So if we look at the orchestra, let's have a look at both the high and low, soft and wild. So let's look at these string players. We basically asked them to come in with spare bows which didn't have any rosin on, which is the wax that they scrape on the bow to give it that essential kind of friction. And it's just so utterly quiet but engaging. You hear the little artifacts playing so quietly, harmonics are coming out, quite beautiful. And then as you go down in register, it becomes a kind of a soft murmur. Absolutely stunning. Anyway, as I said, these basically are designed to be things that you use 95% of the time in a single box, a bento box of cinematic delights, if you will. For more information, there's links in the description down below. Thanks as always for watching. If you like what we do, hit like. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's going to be more gems videos and that kind of stuff coming up. And if you'd like to be notified the next time we put a video up, just hit that little bell button. Thanks. See you next time.